More than 17 million people from around the world come to Dubai annually. They set up more than 67,000 companies, but many of them make the same mistakes, many of which are due to the cultural nuances of the region. Firstly, it's a Muslim country where religion still plays a significant role.
We all love Allah.
It's not rocket science. Some common sense and respect are 80% of what you need. However, to make sure you're absolutely sure on how to behave, let's go over the 5 most common rules to follow. In Dubai, a frequently asked question in any gathering is, where are you from? The second is, how long have you been here? This underscores the city's incredibly diverse cultural landscape. Local Emiratis are only about 10% of the population of the city, so it is home to a significant number of expats from India, Pakistan, Europe, Bangladesh, Philippines, and many other nations, reflecting a broad spectrum of cultural backgrounds. As an entrepreneur in Dubai, you're not just operating in a city, you're engaging with the world, with its staggering diversity where over 200 nationalities mingle.
Do you speak any English? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Considering the city's demographic composition, Indians make up about 27%, Pakistanis about 12%, and Emiratis around 10%. The rest is spread somewhat equally between expats from Europe, US, and China. Not all Arabic-speaking people are Emiratis. There are many more Arabic-speaking nationalities from various countries: Jordan, Egypt, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, and Oman. Algeria, Morocco, and Tunisia can generally communicate by speaking their own versions of Arabic. Most Emiratis work in government organizations, run their own businesses, or serve as top managers in various international company branches. It's important to consider that it is a Muslim country where religion plays a big role. Therefore, most holidays are based around religious events. It's also worth noting that public vacations are not pre-planned. The exact dates when businesses will be stopped due to holidays are typically announced only 1 week in advance. For instance, this year, the government announced 1 week in advance that the public sector workers would be off for the whole week, meaning banks and other institutions would be closed and no transactions or approvals would be given. Let's talk about Ramadan, a pivotal time for Muslims and a significant period in the UAE's business landscape. This sacred month shifts annually based on the lunar calendar, which for this year had the fasting period spanning from March 10th to April 9th. Understanding Ramadan is crucial, not just for scheduling, but also for adequately reducing your business operations, since the month is generally quite slow. During Ramadan, the pace of life and business takes a backseat. Energy levels might dip due to fasting from sunrise to sunset, which can affect productivity and decision-making. The UAE legally reduces working hours for everyone, not just Muslims, reflecting the significant slowdown in business activities. Government and private company operations adjust significantly. If you're planning high-stake meetings or launches, think again. This period is for reflection and patience, not pushing agendas. Shift your major business moves until after the Eid celebration that marks the end of Ramadan, when everyone is back on full throttle. Respecting Ramadan doesn't just mean avoiding scheduling meetings. It's about showing that you value your colleagues' and partners' cultural practices. This sensitivity can deepen business relationships far more than any single deal can.
It was perfect. Perfect.
The definition of decent clothing may differ depending on where you come from. Both genders are expected to cover everything between the neck and the knees. Arms are okay to reveal, but exposed cleavage, back, knees, elbows, stomach, or thighs can get you into trouble. This applies to all public places except beaches and swimming pools. You can see people getting away with it, but it can go wrong when you have a business meeting.
Ugh. Brother, ugh. What's that?
The traditional clothing for Emirati men is called a kandura, which is a long white robe. They typically wear a head covering called a gutra, which is held in place by a black cord known as an agal. For Emirati women, the traditional clothing is an abaya, which is a long black cloak-like garment worn over their regular clothing. Some women also wear a face covering called a niqab. But who can wear a kandura and when? Most people think it's worn by men for social status or cultural reasons. However, kandura is also worn as everyday clothing, and it has all the things that make it great to wear. It's light, it's cool, it keeps dust and sand away. But if you're not Emirati, can you wear a kandura? As Emiratis, they do think that it's actually cool when some other nationalities wear kanduras, but not just any kind of kandura. You need to get one that's tailored and actually suits you. Some tourists wear those cheap-looking ready-made ones, which can make them look really goofy and awkward. Please don't do that. For any help, you can always reach out to us via the link below. We'll have a 30-minute Zoom meeting and make sure you're set up for success. People here are friendly and enjoy general casual chats, especially Emiratis. Try to break the ice before any meeting with a general chat.
What is that joke that you told recently at the office? Everybody is just like giggling about it all the time and I haven't heard it yet.
However, avoid topics that might be sensitive like politics, religion, or personal matters. Especially try avoiding talking about alcohol and entertainment, which might be normal for you, but might offend someone else. Even the rare Emiratis who do consume alcohol don't like to talk about it in public. Despite what you may read and hear, camel racing, horse racing, and falconry are not the national sports. Football is the national sport. Barcelona vs Real Madrid and the different Premier League rivalries are hot topics to discuss with Emiratis. Don't refer to people as locals. They hate this term. Use Emirati or Emiratis. Some gestures, like handshakes, can also be perceived differently in different Arabic countries. In Dubai, it's generally acceptable to shake hands in business and social settings, especially in more formal or westernized environments. However, it's important to be aware of cultural sensitivities and to respect the customs and traditions of Emirati people. In some cases, a simple nod or verbal greeting may be more appropriate, especially when interacting with individuals of the opposite gender or in more conservative settings. It's always a good idea to follow the lead of your Emirati counterparts and to be mindful of cultural norms. If you're the same gender, a handshake isn't just a quick grab and release in Arab culture. Expect it to last longer than what you're used to, back in Europe or the US. It's not just a handshake, it's a sign of trust and respect. If you find yourself being led through a room while shaking hands, don't be alarmed. It's a respectful and polite gesture among Arabs. It's a sign of solidarity and kinship. It's the warmest expression of affection and respect between men and is considered quite proper behaviour. Similar rules apply to women. It's completely acceptable for women to hold hands with other women as a sign of friendship and respect. Always extend your right hand in Arab culture. The left is reserved for unclean tasks, so it's crucial to use your right hand for shaking hands, giving and receiving business cards, and even when eating. This isn't just a preference, it's a cultural mandate that shows respect and understanding of local customs. Here's where you need to be cautious. A man should not extend his hand to a woman unless she offers hers first. This is critical to remember because crossing this line can be considered disrespectful and haram and is generally frowned upon in Muslim culture. Imagine you have an opportunity to discuss something at a meeting or event with somebody whose name proceeds with HH or HE. What could this signify? Understanding these prefixes is crucial as they indicate a high level of prestige and responsibility within the UAE. When you encounter HH or His Highness, you're engaging with royalty. This title is reserved for sovereigns and their close relatives, such as the rulers of the Emirates or their direct heirs. For example, the Dubai royal family is known by their family name Al Maktoum. The name of the ruler of Dubai is Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Sheikh is a title, Sheikh for males and Sheikha for females. These titles are used for members of the ruling families and convey a sense of nobility and leadership. The term literally means man of power or nobility. Mohammed is a name, bin means son of, Rashid is the father's name, and finally Al Maktoum is a surname, family name or tribe name.
Wow!
This indicates that Sheikh Mohammed is not just a member of the royal family, but also the ruling sovereign of Dubai. Engaging with a HH carries significant cultural and political weight, emphasizing the need for utmost respect and protocol during your interaction. On the other hand, HE or His Excellency is typically associated with high-ranking government officials who, while they're not royalty, hold positions of significant authority. This could include ministers, ambassadors, or heads of major government agencies. Remember, the use of HH or HE is not just a formality, but a clear indicator of the level at which that person operates within the UAE society and government. Recognizing and honoring these titles in your business dealings will reflect your professionalism and cultural awareness, qualities that are highly valued in the UAE.
Here comes the money!
Here we go.
It does not hurt to learn some Arabic words. Assalamu alaikum is the most common greeting among Muslims and means peace be upon you. It is usually used as a greeting.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
The most common response that you can give is wa alaikum salam, which means peace be also with you. Inshallah, used by anyone when they're told to do something or hoping something happens. It means God willing, or if God wills, aka maybe or hopefully. If you hear this at the end of your discussion, be aware that the result is not definite. Mashallah is an exclamation of happiness or praise for someone or something. Commonly, you say mashallah to refer to a past event and inshallah for future. While mashallah roughly translates to God has willed it and inshallah means if God wills or will it, use inshallah to express hope that a future event will come about or to express doubt that a certain event will happen, like we'll see or I doubt it in English. Another example would be, mashallah, they've paid my invoice. Malam translates literally to teacher or someone who is a professional in their field. You can use it to show respect to somebody who is doing something for you. You could say Malam, how are you? Or Malam, what's up? And so on. For instance, if someone doesn't have a professional title, you might just use Malam, but if they're a doctor, you would obviously say doctor, or if they're an engineer, you would say engineer. It's a way to denote respect. If they have specific professional engagements, you would say Malam. It's more of a formal term of endearment. Alhamdulillah, commonly used as a response to how are you.
What is the meaning of Alhamdulillah? All praise is due to Allah.
It kind of means thanks to God.
When what I want doesn't happen, all praise is due to Allah.
Also used when being thankful for something.
When what I want comes, all praise is due to Allah.
Shukran, thank you. Halas, done, okay, alright, finish, enough, stop it. Depending on the situation, there are many different versions and tones of halas that Arabs use. As you can see, the translations are endless. It can be used to end an argument, halas now, or it can be said when you finish a task, yell at your kids, or even when you tell yourself to stop overthinking. Okay, halas, I'll stop. Yalla. This means let's go. If you're thinking about starting a business in Dubai, first check out our video where we explore the new tax regulations affecting businesses, discuss the intricacies of obtaining and maintaining business licenses, and delve into how Dubai's extreme weather and multicultural environment influence business operations. Whether you're setting up a new venture or adapting to an existing one, understanding these factors is crucial for success in Dubai's competitive market. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more essential tips.